Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious beans ever. I cooked the entire meal in my car and this is one of my favorite car life meals. So let's get started. So if you remember from my first cooking in my car video, my kitchen area is underneath my bed. That's where I have my cutting board and a little space for me to put all my ingredients. I also have rearranged my car. I'll show you that in another video, but I gave myself a little bit of extra space in the back of the car to put more ingredients when I cook. And now I'm just going to the top of my car, my attic, where my cargo area is, to get a few ingredients. I keep all of my food, my ingredients for my meals in this bag. I'm going to be making jasmine rice to go with the beans. And here I'm just showing you a few other ingredients that I keep in there. Chili oil, coconut aminos. I have a lot of seasonings back there, cashews to make cashew milk. My Vitamix is up there. And I also keep my knife kit up there. Here I just wanted to show you how much I can fit in my fridge. I love my fridge. I can fit a lot of stuff in there, and that's not even everything. There's still more things in there. I still have containers, more food. I love that fridge. Those are ice packs. I love this fridge, and it's so much cheaper than the popular Dometic refrigerator. Now I'm moving my cutting board to the back area right here because it was really cold outside that day and I didn't want to stand outside and cook like I did in my first cooking video. So that's one of the reasons why I rearranged my car, was so that I could fit room back, have more room in the back to place my ingredients so that I could sit inside the car and cook in my car. And I love it. It's really convenient. So now I'm just getting the ingredients that I'll need for my beans. Bell pepper, onion, garlic, serrano, pepper, salt, olive oil, vegan butter, vegetable broth, and I'm using black eyed peas and lima beans, but you can use anything. You can use black beans in this recipe, or northern beans, cannellini beans, kidney beans, any type of bean you want. You can substitute if you don't like black eyed peas and lima beans. And then I'm making a side of jasmine rice to go with it. And I also have a few optional ingredients, which are green onions or scallions, avocado, and mushroom seasoning. Mushroom seasoning makes everything taste good. I love it. So, but those are optional ingredients if you wanted to make it a little bit tastier. So yeah, this is everything that I used to make the most delicious beans ever. Now I'm just rinsing off all of my produce before I start chopping everything. I like to sharpen my knife before I start chopping vegetables. It's an optional step. You don't have to do this, but I don't like chopping with a dull knife. I bought that little knife sharpener either off Amazon or maybe at Walmart. I don't remember, but they're easy to find. And now I'm just going to chop all of my produce. Always keep a trash bag nearby when you're cooking in your car. It just helps keep things less messy. I plan to film an updated car tour video because one of the most significant changes I made was giving myself more space in the car so that I could sit down while I cook. I got tired standing up cooking a full meal, and also when it's cold outside, I like to be able to stay in my car and close the door and stay warm. So I look forward to showing you that updated car tour video. And now I'm just putting the vegetables in a container. This is the container that I'm going to use to put the final meal in, but since it's empty for now, why not use it and store my chopped produce in it? I keep one of my camp stoves just in the back of the car behind the refrigerator, and the second one I keep in the attic in the cargo, top cargo area. I forgot to get it before I started, so now I'm getting my second camp stove, and I also forgot to get my pot for cooking. I keep that up in the cargo area too, so I went and got that. And the second camp stove needed some butane. It didn't have any butane, so now I'm just showing you all how to put butane in the camp stove, which is pretty simple. And yeah, that's all you do. Put it in that little compartment and make sure everything is lined up properly. And now you can use your camp stove. Now I'm cooking the beans. I'm just pouring a little olive oil and a little vegan butter in the pan. You can just use olive oil or just use vegan butter or non-vegan butter, like regular butter if you want. I just like the taste of olive oil and the vegan butter combined. So that's why I use both. And now I'm adding the peppers, onions, and serrano peppers. The green onions or the scallions, I'm going to add those at the end. So I left those in the Tupperware container. But now I'm just stirring the vegetables while also checking on my rice and waiting for that to start boiling so that I can put the lid on it and let the rice cook. And now that the vegetables have cooked for a little bit and they're a little soft, I'm going to add the beans. I just added the whole bag of frozen black-eyed peas and the whole frozen bag of lima beans and stir everything together. Right after I added the beans and stirred them around, I added the vegetable broth. I add just enough broth to cover the beans. Now I'm adding the optional ingredient of the mushroom seasoning. You can find this at most Asian grocery stores. I love it. And I'm just going to stir it a little bit, taste it, and see if I like the flavor. And I ended up adding a little bit more mushroom seasoning, and then it was perfect for me. I didn't use exact measurements when cooking my rice, the water to rice ratio. So the rice got a little dry and it needed more liquid, and I figured why not use vegetable broth since I had a little left over. So I added a little vegetable broth instead of adding water to it, and then put the lid on it and let the rice continue cooking. And then I put the lid on the beans and I let that cook for about, I think 15 or 20 minutes before I checked on it. This is how my car looks while I'm cooking. I put a lot of the things in the front of the car and in the driver's seat. It looks hectic and it looks super messy, but that's just because we live in such a small space. So if you're living in your car and you try this, don't feel overwhelmed by how crazy the car looks. It'll be easy to clean up, I promise. A helpful tip for cleaning up is to start putting up your ingredients that you will no longer need while everything is simmering. I have the rice simmering, the beans simmering, so I might as well put up my ingredients that I don't need anymore. And I'll have that done already. So I'm just going back up to the cargo area and I'm putting the mushroom seasoning and everything else back in my little backpack that I have in there. Oh, 15 minutes since I asked you? Oh, thank you. Let me check.
No. It was 5 minutes in addition to the minutes that you asked for before. So it's been 16 minutes long. 16 minutes since you asked me to start a timer for you.
I think I ended up adding a little too much vegetable broth to the rice, but who cares? Because it tasted delicious. So the beans have been cooking for about 15 minutes or so, and now I'm just going to taste them and see if they're the texture that I like. If you like your beans softer, you can cook them longer, but I like mine a little firm, so they were perfect for me at this point. You can stop your timer, my love. This is done.
Yeah, trust me, I'll tell you.
The final step that I'm doing is optional, but I like to just add a few scallions, also known as green onions, at the end. I've already turned the heat off on the beans, and I'm just adding the green onions, and the heat from the beans will cook them just enough. And now I am pouring it in the Tupperware. And that's it, you guys. These are the most delicious beans ever. So simple to make, but so much flavor. Now I'm putting the rice in a little Ziploc bag. I don't remember why I had this Ziploc bag, but sometimes I save them if they didn't get super messy, because, you know, why not get a lot of uses out of it? So I'm just going to put the rice in this Ziploc bag. Isn't this like the best part of rice? the crust. Other cultures, they have dishes where they intentionally cook the rice so that it has a crust. And then they flip the rice over so you can see the golden crust or whatever. So good. The way I clean my dishes now is different from the way I showed you in the first cooking video that I made. Now I just boil everything. I put a little water in the skillet, a little water in the pot. I put the utensils that I used in the pot, and then I just turn the heat on and let the water come to a boil. And this is so much easier. And while the water is coming to a boil, I start gathering my trash and consolidating everything, putting it in a bag, so that I'll have that ready and I can go find a dumpster to dump everything. Once the water comes to a boil, I turn the heat off, of course, and now everything is loosened up, like all the bits of food and everything that got stuck. Oops, sorry you guys. But all of that is so easy to clean now, and I just wipe it off, and it's so much easier than using soap and water, and I use way less water as well. Before, I would fill one of my buckets with water and soap and the other bucket with just water to rinse everything, and I used so much water, and I still would have like grease and food stuck on it. This way, I don't have any food or anything stuck on it, and it's just easier. I use less water, like I said, and I just love it better. So if you're doing car life or even van life, you can try cleaning your dishes this way. And now this is all the water that I use to make this whole meal. And I'm just gonna go dump that, and then I'll clean out the collapsible bucket. And now I'm just putting everything up, wiping everything down, and getting ready to make my car home look normal again. I'm putting my bed back down. Now that I have everything put up, I can put my mattress back down and make my bed up, and yeah. It did not take long to clean everything. And now I'm just wiping down the back area where food and everything splattered. And that's it, you guys. It did not take me that long to clean. And my house looks normal again. I love it. Oh, I love my little car home. My bed is made, everything is clean, and now I have a delicious meal I'm going to eat. And I'm going to eat this meal for the week, as you all know if you watched my first video. And now I'm just taste testing it. This was just a snack. This isn't going to be my whole dinner in this little cup I have here, but I wanted to just rest. I was so hungry after this. So I just put a little rice in there, put my beans in there, and I'm going to top it with avocado. And if you watched my first cooking video, you know that I eat this meal for the whole week, but I have other things that I eat throughout the week as well. I eat like peanut butter sandwiches. I have little seaweed snacks, Lara bars, a little bag of chips or something. I have celery with peanut butter and raisins. I'll eat that as a snack. So I have a lot of other snacks that I eat in addition to this one meal, so that I do have some variety. And this is what it looks like. It was so delicious with the avocado. I put avocado on like everything. And this is a little snack. It's one of my favorite snacks, is these little soft-baked cookies. And I had that for dessert. And yeah, I really enjoyed my meal. For the next hour or so, I just chilled and ate my meal, had my cookies, felt the breeze, talked to Moosa, and it was a really relaxing day. And now I have these delicious beans to eat for the rest of the week. So I hope you give these beans a try, whether you live in your car or not. It's a delicious bean recipe. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you try the recipe, and thank you for watching. And if you like my videos, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.